What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Lucid. I want to go over some of the current data points, break it down what's really affecting it today, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, Lucid is down 5.52%, a lot of volatility, so 328 the low. And so that'll make a little bit more sense once I go over the technicals. And then 352 the high. Kind of good volume, so 17.7 million shares being traded, 35.7 is the average. Unfortunately, a lot of the volume is coming from shorts as well as algorithmic trading. Not a lot of entities are lining up to buy Lucid, as you can kind of see right here. So only one transaction occurring on the secondary market above $100,000, and it was for $680,000, but still, what happened yesterday and so far today is just a lot of entities selling. And so there's a couple different attributing factors why Lucid is going down. So starting off, you did have manufacturing data coming in a little bit worse for wear. So 47.3 versus 47. So anything below 50 shows more of a contraction within the broader market. Plus you also had job openings a little bit higher. So 8.04 million. Again, that's if you believe these numbers. I know some people are hesitant about that, versus a forecast of 7.6. So essentially that is good-ish. So more job openings. So of course, then people should be getting jobs and stuff like that. But I feel like the labor market is one of those kind of touchy things that the market will really care about this upcoming Friday about unemployment. And even Powell mentioned yesterday that the labor market is more important right now than GDP. So that was a very crazy bold statement. So I think there's just a lot of things happening. Plus, over and above everything that I just mentioned, you have a lot of escalation coming from the Middle East. So yeah, it's going to be a very, very fun time, and a lot of that is affecting just every stock out there. So it's not just Lucid going down, just Lucid's going down a little bit further, I think, because of its technicals, but I'll go over all that in a second. As of today, no official news from Lucid, no SEC filings, nothing along those lines. So it is just kind of piggybacking off the broader market. There was this also that came out yesterday. So I did actually message him. So I brought this tweet up yesterday. And in case you don't know, this individual who is kind of right here, so he's an EV entrepreneur, CEO, founder, looks like of Selloff Automotive. So I've covered them way back in the day, and I think they're those three-wheeled trikes or vehicles, if you want to officially call them that, or whatever the hell they are. I don't think it's that successful of a company, mind you, but he did allude to that pre-orders and delivery of the Gravity is going to begin next year and start under $100,000, which is kind of not what investors already were kind of assuming, right? That's not what Peter's been stating over the last several interviews, but I did private message him, just asked him, like, why, like, was there some business that you were doing? Why did you get a private showing? Are you looking at buying a Gravity? And he just mentioned saying that he is a VIP, and that's why he got a private showing, and that he's an EV owner, EV company owner. And so there might be some business behind the scenes. As far as, again, I'm aware from my research, Solo isn't that successful. They don't really have good technology, unless it's the other way around, that they are wanting Lucid's technology. Could make sense, but still, I think that this was I don't know. Again, I'm just bringing this up, giving you a little bit more context. So I was trying to always figure out exactly why shorts are always increasing. So I kind of figured that they were acting on some private information. Even right now, shorts are increasing 602,000 shares. 30.03% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 269.23 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is 6.21, and then utilization is 93. So shorts are still lingering, unfortunately, and it's, yeah, like I said, this is net. So they are very active today. So they are taking up majority of the volume, as well as algorithmic trading, just kind of reacting to the negativity in the broader market. But looking at options, 217,000 in calls, 272,000 in puts. 49% of all the options being done so far today are bearish. But if you do factor in the fact that shorts are increasing, that usually is matched by them hedging. So a lot of these call options aren't necessarily optimistic, if that kind of makes sense. But looking at this, of the call options that are being purchased, you do see a consensus for it to be around that $3.50 to $4 range. And then looking at puts, kind of more of a consensus for it to be sub $3.50. And oddly, you see a lot around that January 17th. chain sub 250. So options, I think there's a little bit more further downside anticipated, and based on the Elliott wave technicals, as I did bring up 2 videos ago, it is kind of anticipated for it to hit between that mid twos to $2.72. So it's not the best chain of events that is happening, and like I said, I think Lucid is getting hit a little bit more only because of its own specific technicals. So as of right now, with it at $3.31, it is trading between this S3 and this S2, so $3.27 is going to be that strong support, and in fact that's why it did kind of bounce off of that general area and why it is kind of moving higher from here. Aside from that, $3.39 and then $3.46 is going to be the next strong resistance / targets. So kind of just take note of all of that right now. But like I said, in Lucid's case, it is actually below that 50-day moving average. So today was kind of the dagger. Still, you'd need 2 confirmed days to really signal a trend. So tomorrow will be a very important day. And so yeah, Lucid's technicals aren't looking all that great, but we already know in Lucid's case, whenever it does break below that 50-day moving average and has a confirmed trend, it usually does result in roughly like a 10-15% pullback from even these levels. But number of retail investors are kind of dropping the mic. They're taking a step back of Lucid, so they're not really buying the dip. Same goes for entities as well. So let me know if you guys are part of that group, if you are selling, or are you guys buying the dip when it comes down to Lucid. Aside from that, looking on the stochastic, you see it very oversold at 18. Kind of a bearish deviation still, so red line above the white, but still, if Lucid was to put out a good piece of news, it could really entice some value investors to get in and hopefully change the dynamic of this right here. A lot of entities selling, and so yeah, I think just right now investors want a catalyst, plain as day. And I've been saying this for a year and a bit now, is just Lucid has been putting out a lot of kind of okay-ish news, if that makes sense. Even on social media, they haven't really been putting out that much. Last one was just kind of pushing their referral program. Again, not necessarily the best signal, but typically, like Lucid, I don't know. I think at this stage, just people need a catalyst, and the Gravity is the next big thing, and people are just anxiously waiting, and have been anxiously waiting for like 6+ months for them just to announce their reservation. So let me know your thoughts on Lucid. Give yourself a shout out if you've been buying, if you've been selling. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And one final thing, take advantage of this promo. It does give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. This promo has been extended as well, so make sure you guys definitely take advantage of that. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you guys watching.